Yo, so in my last video, we talked about pigeons and how underrated they are, and how they became messenger birds. But now it's time to talk about just how smart these birds actually are, and how that same intelligence helps shape the world we live in. So get this, yo, pigeons can recognize human faces, read all the letters of the alphabet, and scientists have even trained these birds to tell the difference between paintings by Picasso and Monet. These birds can remember hundreds of images for years and even understand concepts like time and distance. And get this, scientists have also trained these birds to recognize cancer cells in medical images, with near-human accuracy. Now, if that doesn't prove how slept-on pigeons really are, then I don't know what to tell you. But as smart as these birds may be, if you ever saw their nest, you'd probably think otherwise. Yeah, these birds never really got the memo on nest building, and it all comes down to where they originally came from. See, in the last video, I mentioned that they're native to the rocky cliffs of the Mediterranean and the Middle East. Well, those cliffs don't exactly come with a whole lot of nest building materials, so over time these birds just evolved to make do with what they got. But anyway, remember how I said pigeons were the phones before phones? Well, that's actually a huge part of why the world wouldn't be what it is today without them. You see, their use for long-distance communication played a massive role in human expansion. Trade routes, colonies, and even entire empires might have never existed without pigeons. And get this, even early maps might have never been drawn if it weren't for the messages these birds carried. So yeah, human expansion would have either never took place, or it would have taken a lot longer without them. As humans spread across the globe, we brought these birds everywhere we went, and we relied on them way more than any history class will ever teach. As technology evolved though, people started relying on pigeons less and less, and eventually most of them were abandoned. But with how resilient these birds are, they adapted seamlessly to street life, and even today some are still kept for ceremonial and commercial purposes. Things like racing pigeons or those white doves you see at weddings and funerals. Yeah, those are actually just pigeons that were bred to be white. And remember in that last video how I mentioned the pigeon that went down in military history? See, back in World War I, a large group of US soldiers called the Lost Battalion was trapped. Communications were cut and they were getting bombs dropped on them by their own side because no one knew they were there. Seeing that they had no other means of communication, they had to rely on messenger pigeons. But one after another, each pigeon just kept getting shot down until there was only one left. I mean, damn, talk about shooting a messenger. Shit, now that I think about it, that must be where that phrase came from. Anyway, the one pigeon they had left was named Cher Ami, which means dear friend in French, by the way. This one little bird was their last hope. On this journey, Cher Ami was shot through the chest, blinded in one eye, and even lost a leg, but still somehow managed to get back up and fly 25 miles in order to deliver the message that would end up saving the entire unit. Bro had plot armor like John Wick. Because of this one bird, nearly 200 men survived, and it was even awarded a military medal for its bravery and tenacity. Meanwhile, we post one gym selfie and call it character development. And that's just one story out of many, by the way. So yeah, next time you see a bunch of pigeons crowding the street corner, just remember that those rats with wings help build the world that we live in.